Imagine for a moment that the numbers 1111 you see on clocks aren't random coincidences, but cosmic signals preparing you for something extraordinary. What if I told you that in exactly 62 days, on November 11th, 2025, the universe will open, a manifestation portal so powerful that it could transform your entire reality in an instant? The most closely guarded secret of ancient mystics is about to reach its absolute peak, and you're among the chosen few receiving this knowledge right now. Imagine for a moment that the numbers 1111 aren't just a coincidence you see on clocks. What if they represent the exact moment when the fabric of reality becomes thin enough for you to step through and claim the life you've always dreamed of? The ancient Egyptian priests knew this secret. The Tibetan monks guarded it fiercely. The Kabbalah masters encoded it in their most sacred texts. And now, for the first time in human history, we're approaching a triple-stacked numerological power, point that happens only once in a lifetime. November 11th, 2025. 1111. But here's what the spiritual mainstream doesn't want you to know. This isn't just another 1111 portal. This is the 1111 portal occurring in a year that reduces to 9, the number of completion and cosmic transformation during the most spiritually charged month of the entire year. The mathematical perfection of this alignment hasn't occurred for over 200 years, and it won't happen again until the year 2036. Take a deep breath right now. Notice how something shifts inside you just from hearing these words. That subtle change you're feeling isn't your imagination. It's your consciousness recognizing knowledge that was always meant for you. You see, there are those who drift through life accepting whatever circumstances appear, and then there are the awakened ones. Those who understand that reality responds to conscious intention. Those who know the universe operates on hidden principles that most people never discover. The fact that you're receiving this message right now, at this precise moment in cosmic history, reveals something profound about who you are. This isn't coincidence, it's synchronicity guiding you toward your highest potential. You belong to that extraordinary group of souls who incarnated during this unprecedented time, not to merely survive, but to master the sacred art of conscious reality creation. The ancient texts speak of masters who could reshape reality through pure intention. The Vedic scriptures document individuals who manifested their desires in moments, not months. The lost libraries of Alexandria contained consciousness technologies so advanced that entire civilizations were built upon their foundations. These weren't myths or legends. These were documented accounts of people who understood manifestation, principles that have been systematically concealed from humanity for millennia. But how exactly does this ancient wisdom translate into practical reality creation? Think of reality like clay in the hands of a master sculptor. Most people see hardened stone, impossible to change. But the awakened ones understand that consciousness is the water that softens the clay, making it moldable, responsive to their creative vision. The 1111 portal isn't just about making wishes on a clock. It's about accessing a specific vibrational frequency that aligns your consciousness with the fundamental creative forces of the universe. But here's where it gets truly extraordinary. November 11th, 2025 doesn't just offer you a few minutes of portal energy. It opens a 4-month manifestation window that extends all the way to March 11th, 2026. 120 days of unprecedented cosmic support for transforming every single aspect of your life. Throughout history, this phenomenon has been recognized across traditions. The Hermetic philosophers called it the Great Work. The alchemists referred to it as the magnum opus. The quantum physicists are beginning to understand it as consciousness, collapse reality function. but they all point to the same fundamental truth. There are specific moments in time when the barrier between thought and reality becomes so thin that manifestation happens not in days or weeks, but in minutes. Imagine standing at the shore where two oceans meet, the ocean of thought and the ocean of physical reality. Most days, these waters remain separate. But during portal openings like November 11th, the tide pulls back, creating a bridge you can walk across. Now imagine yourself 4 months from today. Imagine waking up in March 2026 in a completely different reality than the one you're experiencing right now. Your ideal relationship, your perfect home, the career that actually excites you every morning, the bank account that gives you true freedom, the health that makes you feel invincible, the spiritual connection that fills you with constant peace and joy. Here's what separates those who transform their lives from those who merely hope for change. The universe doesn't respond to wishful thinking or casual intention. It responds to those who understand the exact science of manifestation and apply these principles with absolute precision during cosmically amplified windows like November 11th. The ancient mystery schools taught their initiates a specific sequence of practices that had to be performed during portal openings. These weren't simple meditation exercises or positive thinking techniques. These were advanced consciousness technologies that leverage the mathematical perfection of sacred geometry, the vibrational properties of sound, and the electromagnetic fields generated by focused intention. When applied correctly during an 11:11 portal, especially one as powerful as what we're approaching, the results can literally rewrite the quantum field that surrounds your life. You see, most people approach manifestation backwards. They try to change their external circumstances, while leaving their internal reality exactly the same. But the chosen ones understand that reality flows from the inside out. They know that consciousness is the fundamental substance of the universe, and that matter is simply consciousness crystallized into form. This is why the ancient masters could perform what others called miracles. They weren't breaking the laws of physics. They were applying the deeper laws that physics hasn't yet discovered. Consider how a hologram works. Change the pattern at the source, and the entire three-dimensional image transforms instantly. Your consciousness is the source pattern. Your external world is the projected hologram. The masters understood this fundamental relationship millennia before we had the technology to prove it. This understanding becomes especially powerful when cosmic conditions align perfectly. The November 11th, 2025 portal presents us with what I call the Trinity alignment, the numerical perfection of 1111, the completion energy of 2025 reducing to 9, and the cosmic positioning that creates maximum receptivity in the quantum field. When these three forces converge, they create what advanced practitioners call a reality restructuring event. A moment in time when your consciousness gains access to the fundamental programming language of existence itself. In ancient Egypt, priests would wait years for the perfect alignment of stars before performing their most sacred ceremonies. They understood that cosmic timing amplifies human intention the way a tuning fork amplifies a single note into a resonant frequency that can shatter glass. But here's the crucial piece that most people miss. Portal energy builds gradually. It doesn't just appear on November 11th and disappear on November 12th. The energy begins accumulating 28 days before the portal opens, reaches its absolute peak on the portal date, and then remains accessible for exactly 120 days afterward. This means that right now, as you're listening to these words, the portal energy is already beginning to build. The universe is already preparing to support your transformation. Portal energy flows like a great tide. 28 days before, the water begins to rise, On the portal date, it reaches its highest point. Then for 120 days, it slowly recedes, leaving treasures on the shore for those wise enough to gather them. Right now, you're standing at the water's edge as the tide begins to turn. This means the energy is already beginning to work within your life. Pause for a moment and reflect on what's been shifting in your experience lately. Have repeating numbers been appearing everywhere you look? Are your dreams more vivid and meaningful than usual? Do you feel an inexplicable sense that something monumentally important is approaching? These aren't coincidences. They're the universe's way of preparing your consciousness to receive the incoming 1111 portal frequency. The chosen ones always receive signs before major spiritual events. It's the universe's way of preparing those who are ready to step into their true power. But here's what's absolutely critical to understand. Receiving the signs is only the first step. Recognizing them is the second step. But taking correct action based on them, that's what separates those who transform their lives from those who simply remain hopeful that transformation might happen someday. The ancient Egyptians built the Great Pyramid with mathematical precision, specifically to amplify portal energies. The stones were cut to exact specifications that create harmonic resonances with cosmic frequencies. The chambers were positioned to focus and concentrate the energetic downloads that occur during these rare alignments. They understood that consciousness plus intention plus cosmic timing plus precise technique equals manifestation that defies all conventional understanding. The pyramid functions like a massive consciousness amplifier. Imagine a concert hall designed to perfect acoustics, but instead of sound waves, it amplifies thought waves. Every angle calculated to transform whispered intentions into thunderous, reality-shifting commands. Now, you might be thinking, but I don't have access to ancient pyramids or mystery school teachings. And you're right. But what you do have access to is something even more powerful. The accumulated knowledge of every civilization that understood these principles, combined with modern insights into consciousness and quantum mechanics that the ancients could only dream of. This is why the November 11th portal is so unprecedented. We're living in the first time in human history when ancient wisdom and cutting-edge science are converging to reveal the true nature of reality. We understand now that consciousness isn't produced by the brain. We know that observation changes reality at the quantum level. We've discovered that intention has measurable effects on physical systems. We've proven that meditation can literally rewire neural pathways. In essence, we're living in the era where the mystic's intuition meets the scientist's proof. What the Tibetan monks discovered in mountain caves, quantum physicists now measure in laboratories. What ancient shamans achieved through ritual, neuroscientists now map through brain imaging. What this means is that you have capabilities that the pharaohs and the high priests could barely imagine. You have access to tools and techniques that can amplify your manifestation power beyond anything that's been possible in recorded history. But only if you know how to use them. Only if you understand the specific protocols that activate during portal windows. Only if you're willing to step into the identity of someone who doesn't just hope for change, but commands it. But here's what will absolutely astound you about the next 4 months, something that even I had difficulty believing until I witnessed it firsthand. The next 4 months represent the most important period of your entire life. Not because I'm telling you they are, but because the cosmic mathematics demand it. The universe is literally reorganizing itself to support unprecedented levels of conscious creation. The question isn't whether extraordinary things are possible right now. The question is whether you're ready to become the kind of person for whom extraordinary things become inevitable. But here's where most people make their fatal mistake. They wait until the portal opens to start preparing. They think that November 11th is when the work begins. The initiated ones know better. They understand that the portal amplifies whatever consciousness you bring to it. If you arrive at November 11th with the same fears, doubts, and limitations you have right now, the portal will amplify those. But if you spend the next 62 days preparing your consciousness, clearing your energy, and aligning with your highest timeline, then the portal becomes the launching pad for a reality beyond your wildest dreams. To understand this principle, imagine the portal is like a cosmic amplifier that makes everything louder. Bring fear, and you'll hear thunderous fear. Bring doubt, and you'll experience amplified doubt. But bring clarity, confidence, and aligned intention. The universe responds with manifestation power that defies all logical explanation. This is why the ancient schools had initiation periods. This is why the masters spent years preparing their students before revealing the deepest secrets. Not because the knowledge was difficult to understand, but because the consciousness had to be prepared to receive it safely and effectively. The universe is about to hand you the keys to reality itself. But first, you need to become someone worthy of holding those keys, someone who understands that with great power comes great responsibility, someone who knows that manifestation isn't about getting what you want, but about becoming who you're meant to be. The ultimate manifestation hack isn't a technique or a ritual or a meditation. It's a complete transformation of your relationship with reality itself. It's the recognition that you're not a victim of circumstances, but the conscious creator of your entire experience. It's the understanding that the universe isn't something that happens to you, but something that happens through you. And that transformation begins right now with the next words I'm about to share with you. The foundation is set. Now discover the exact technique that activates this cosmic gateway. You see, November 11th isn't just another date on the calendar. In ancient Egyptian practices, this alignment was considered the most powerful day for manifestation. The Romans saw this numerical sequence as a divine portal, and in Hebrew tradition, the number 11 represents transition and spiritual awakening. What our ancestors understood, and what quantum physicists are now proving, is that 1111 creates a vibrational frequency that literally rewrites your reality at the cellular level. Now let me share with you the specific protocol that transforms this knowledge into pure manifestation power. This isn't theory anymore. This is your step-by-step blueprint for reality engineering. First, position yourself in complete stillness. At exactly 11:11, find a quiet space where you won't be interrupted. Sit comfortably, spine straight, eyes closed if you wish. This is your sacred moment of cosmic alignment. Inhale deeply for 4 seconds, imagining that you're absorbing pure manifestation energy from the universe itself. Hold your breath for 8 seconds, visualizing this energy spreading throughout every cell of your body. Exhale slowly for 6 seconds, releasing all resistance to your desires becoming reality. Then pause after the exhale for 4 seconds. This pause is where the magic happens. In that sacred pause, speak your manifestation directly to the universe. Not as a wish, not as a hope, but as a command. Say, "Universe, I am ready to receive my highest calling. Show me the path to my deepest purpose." Feel the words vibrating through your entire being. But here's the secret that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. During those 4 seconds of pause, you must activate what the ancient masters called the frequency lock. This is where you align your personal vibration with the cosmic frequency of 1111. Visualize yourself standing in a pillar of golden light. See this light extending from deep within the earth, through your body and connecting directly to the cosmic source above. Feel yourself becoming a living bridge between heaven and earth. This is your activation moment. Now repeat this sequence 7 times, 7 breaths, 7 manifestation commands, 7 frequency locks. The number 7 has been sacred across all spiritual traditions because it represents completion and divine perfection. In ancient mystical teachings, 7 repetitions create what's called the manifestation spiral, a vortex of focused intention that bends reality to your will. As you complete the 7th cycle, you'll notice something profound happening. Your awareness shifts. Colors seem more vivid, sounds become clearer. You begin to perceive the interconnected web of possibility that surrounds you at all times. This is confirmation that your frequency has locked onto the 1111 portal, but the real transformation happens in the hours and days that follow. You'll start noticing synchronicities everywhere. The right person appears at exactly the right moment. Opportunities present themselves with perfect timing. Resources you need suddenly become available. This isn't coincidence. This is the universe responding to your activated vibration. Great spiritual masters have taught this technique for centuries, but they only shared it with their most devoted students. In Hinduism and Buddhism, yogis have used this exact breath pattern to access higher states of consciousness. Tibetan monks practice this during their most sacred ceremonies. Now you have access to this ancient wisdom. Here's what makes November 11th even more powerful this year. The cosmic energies are aligning in ways that happen only once every few decades. Astrologers have identified this as a reality shift window, a brief period when the fabric of possibility becomes incredibly malleable. Think of reality like water. Most of the time it's solid ice, rigid, unchangeable, but during these special cosmic alignments, reality becomes liquid, flowing, responsive to your intention. November 11th is your chance to reshape the frozen patterns of your life while they're in their liquid state. This is why timing is absolutely critical. You can't do this technique on any random day and expect the same results. The cosmic conditions have to be perfect. The planets aligned, the universal frequencies harmonized. November 11th provides this perfect storm of manifestation conditions. Hold on. Before we continue, I need you to pause and really absorb what I'm about to reveal. This next part changes everything you think you know about manifestation timing. Now, imagine yourself 6 months from today. You've been consistently applying this 1111 technique, not just on November 11th, but every single day at 11:11 a.m. and 11:11 p.m. Your life has completely transformed. The career you dreamed of has become your reality. The relationships you desired have manifested. The abundance you sought flows freely into your experience. You wake up each morning with crystal clear purpose. You move through your day guided by an inner knowing that never leads you astray. Obstacles that once seemed insurmountable now dissolve effortlessly. People are naturally drawn to your elevated energy. Opportunities appear seemingly from nowhere. This isn't fantasy. This is the documented experience of thousands who have mastered this ancient technique. The universe is constantly broadcasting infinite possibilities. The 1111 portal simply tunes your receiver to the highest frequency. Channels. But here's the crucial element most people miss. This technique requires what the ancient texts called unwavering commitment. You can't practice it once and expect miracles. You must make it a sacred ritual, a daily communion with cosmic intelligence. Every day at 11:11 a.m. and 11:11 p.m., return to this practice. 7 breaths, 7 manifestation commands, 7 frequency locks. Create this rhythm in your life, and you create a rhythm with the universe itself. The most successful manifestors throughout history understood this principle. They knew that consistent alignment with cosmic frequencies creates an unstoppable momentum toward their desires. They became living magnets for their dreams. Start November 11th, but don't stop there. Make this your new way of being. Transform those 2 minutes twice daily into your most sacred practice. Watch as your entire reality reshapes itself around your elevated consciousness. And here's your final key to mastery. After completing your 7 cycles, always end with gratitude. Thank the universe for what you're about to receive, not for what you hope to receive. Speak as if your manifestation has already occurred in the quantum field and is simply making its way into your physical experience. Say, "Thank you, universe, for bringing my highest good into perfect manifestation. I trust divine timing and remain open to receiving in ways beyond my current imagination." This gratitude seals your manifestation. It completes the energetic circuit between your intention and universal response. Without this final step, your manifestation remains incomplete, floating in possibility but never anchoring into reality. But there's one final secret I haven't shared yet, something that could multiply your results exponentially. You now hold the complete manifestation protocol I promised you at the beginning. The cosmic timing, the precise technique, the sacred breath pattern, the frequency lock method, and the gratitude seal. Everything the ancient masters knew, everything quantum science is proving, everything your soul has been calling you toward. Take a moment to feel this. You're no longer someone who simply hopes for change. You've become someone who understands the fundamental mechanics of reality creation. The knowledge flowing through you right now has transformed pharaohs, enlightened monks, and awakened mystics for millennia. And now it lives within your consciousness. November 11th isn't just another date, it's your personal gateway to a completely new timeline. A timeline where your deepest dreams don't just become possible, they become inevitable. The universe has been preparing this moment specifically for you, aligning cosmic forces to support your transformation. As you prepare for November 11th, remember this: every great spiritual master began exactly where you are now, with knowledge, intention, and the courage to step into their power. The portal energy is already building around you, your consciousness is already shifting. Your reality is already beginning to respond. If this resonates deeply within your soul, if you feel that unmistakable stirring of recognition, then you're ready to join others who are preparing for this cosmic gateway. Consider subscribing to continue receiving the ancient wisdom and quantum insights that will support your manifestation journey. Set your intention now. Mark November 11th as sacred. Trust the process that's already beginning within you. The extraordinary life you've always dreamed of isn't waiting somewhere in the future. It's emerging through your awakened consciousness right now.